Welcome dear learners, welcome to Ashvi Management Classes. Dear learners, in the last session we have discussed introduction, how to write introduction to your study. In continuation to that, today I will try to discuss how to write objectives of the study. This particular I thought of discussing objectives in the separate session because it is of more important and it judges the entire study. So I thought of discussing these objectives in a separate session, but you need to insert this objectives part within the chapter 1 but after research methodology. So objectives are predetermined goals to be achieved. Now, while studying the problems, you need to state your objectives behind studying the project, doing the project. Like to study the effectiveness of teaching on students in a particular institute, maybe an objective. To study the impact of demonetization on firecracker industry, maybe an objective. So like this you can state the objectives in a concise manner, but you need to state each of the objective in specific terms. It should be specific and it should be achievable. You cannot state an objective which is impossible or irrelevant. So always state an objective which is achievable and which is possible, and you can in the given time, like for an MBA degree or a bachelor's degree, you can take up 5 to 6 objectives, or 5 to 6 objectives will be a correct number of objectives you can conduct a study. But whatever the objectives you state and whatever the conclusions you write in the last chapter should match. That means whatever the objective you are stating in the data analysis, you try to analyze this objective and find a solution and try to write in the conclusion part. So that is how you should match your objective and conclusion. That means there should be a linkage between the objectives and conclusions. So if you miss this linkage, then your project, entire project will be a big mess. So be careful in stating the objectives and carrying out the data analysis and stating the facts in the conclusion part and establishing some linkage between these objectives and conclusions what you write up in the chapter 5. So we can say that chapter 1 where you write up objectives at the last and chapter 5 where you give some conclusions are directly or indirectly linked, and you should be very careful to establish this linkage. So that's all for today. I hope you have understood the concept of objectives. Good day, goodbye.